So we'll do a little video on simplifying fractions now. I just talked about how to add fractions by getting the same denominator. So what I did is I worked out that these can be both looked at in terms of 30ths rather than in terms of fifths and sixths. And then 1/5 is the same as 6/30ths. And the reason for that is because 5 times 6 is 30. And so if I multiply the top by 6 as well, then 6/30 is the same as 1/5, and 6 times 5 is 30, and so I multiply the top number also by 5 to get 30. Now the way this is often taught as a sort of method, that what you do is you multiply these two numbers together, then you multiply that number by that number, and that number by that number. But I find that way of doing it is kind of like following steps without really fully understanding the reason why. So I like to go through it in this like slower, slightly less snappy way, but hopefully people understand it a little bit better. So I'll explain it again. 6/30ths is the same as 1/5. I'm going to explain with a diagram why is 6/30ths the same as 1/5. Here's my 5/5ths again, and I'm saying it's the same as 6/30ths. Well, I'm going to remember all this is equal to 1. Let's get rid of the things there. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into, rather than chopping this one object into 5, I'm going to chop it into 30. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to cut across it 6 times. Okay, so I'll do that now. Okay, so there you go. So this is they're both 1. They both add up to 1. I've chopped it up into 5 pieces there. I've chopped it into 30 pieces there, but they both add up to 1. In other words, if I take one of this, that's a 5th. If I take one of these, that's a 30th. Now, now you can see that this chunk here is the same as this chunk here because it's just chopped up the same, isn't it? So how many? And these are 1/30, so we can see that there are 6/30ths. So 6/30ths is therefore identical. We use this symbol for identical to 1/5. And the reason for that, what I did is when I multiplied by the 5 by 30, I multiplied the 6 by 30. Okay, that's the method of how to do it. So now we have them in the same denominator. We can just add up the top numbers the way you did in question 1 here, when it had the same denominator. So add up the top numbers, and that's 6 plus 15, so that's going to be 21. So it's 21 over 30. Can this be simplified? Well, if they can both be divided by the same number, then yes, and actually they can both be divided by 3, can't they? So 21 is 7 times 3, and 30 is 10 times 3. So what you can do to simplify it is you divide it by the same number. So 21 divided by 7 is 21 divided by 3 is 7. 30 divided by 3 is 10. So and it can't be simplified any further than that. So that means that's the answer to the question there. So we've simplified it now. Okay.